Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable with yourself and relax your body. So keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully Enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to understand how this practice will help for us to be very clear with our conventional understanding, and at the same time, out of this conventional life, how we can develop our spiritual practice. So always you have to remember, there is no that separation when it comes to spiritual and conventional life. So the both interconnected. It's kind of like the body and mind. So without the body, the mind can't experience these things. And without the mind, body can't be here like this. So same thing when it comes to spiritual life, without this material conventional world, there is no something called spiritual. So then when it comes to our happiness, satisfaction, development or the success, always you have to remember, one way it is our physical and at the same time our mental. So it is important when it comes to practice, sometimes we mostly focus to the mind. Always we just try to deal with the mind. We forget about the body part. So the body also help for us to practice. So maintaining a kind of like a healthy, comfortable, flexible, balanced, energetic body will help for you to gain this mental development. So you have to interconnect it, because if you have the very lethargic, lazy, and it's kind of like a very weak physical body, it is very difficult to practice. You can't completely neglect this body. There are some kind of practice like that. But when it comes to Buddhism, you need this body and mind both. You have to keep that balance. And at the same time, you have to take care of both very well. So that way, your practice can become more successful. So when it comes to our human life, that there are certain powerful tools that we have. So one is language, another one is the names, and other one is definitions. Another one is reasoning. Another one is comparison. And another one is expectations. Those are kind of like powerhouses, drive us forward in this life. So then you have to remember, according to the person, environment, culture, tradition, religion, these powerhouses, the quality of the powerhouse can change. The very meaning of the powerhouse can change. The very expectations can change. And also the very outcome also can change. So then when it comes to us, we are mainly focused out of this all, out of the language, out of the names, definitions, reasoning, comparisons, expectations, this all, rather than rejecting this anything, we use this all to uplift our awareness, purify our mind, bring some clarity, and go beyond this all powerhouses. So go beyond, so you use the language to go beyond the language. You use the names to get out of the names and forms. You use the definitions to get out of the definitions. You use the reasoning to get out of the reasoning. You have expectations to get out of the expectations. It's a kind of like a little bit, how you can do this. Like, so as example language. So what the Buddha taught, it's that Buddha had the communicate with others with the language. So if you really understand the very meaning of the language and how that, and if you develop that capacity of the words that what you know, that you are capable to understand it more deeply. And at the same times, names and forms, if you are capable to become very clear with that, your understanding become more sharp and clear. And the definitions, sometimes we use words, but real definitions, we don't understand from where this come. As example, the karma, dharma, samadhi, vipassana, and even the meditation, those are very key words that we practice. Because when it comes to meditation, a lot of people practice meditation, but have you ever thought what is the very clear, authentic, organic definition of the meditation? Dharma. Because if you understand something else, if you understand it different way, what will happen? Another thing is reasoning. We are capable to reasoning that whatever we go through, this is one of the most powerful tool that human have, reasoning. The animal cannot do that. So what is that? Reasoning. This is that you have to understand it very carefully. This is how the mind works. Mind has ability to reasoning. So just imagine whatever the point of view that you hold, you are capable to reasoning the world to according to that your point of view. So as example, there are some documentaries people make. So first they have the idea. Just imagine they have the idea, okay, as human beings, you are capable to fly. So it's a kind of like, you can fly just like a bird. They have it. Now they're going to do a documentary. What they do, so they have this idea and they bring evidence to prove that idea is right. So this is what the mind does always. Otherwise, not the conventional world. You have to understand it very carefully, because in case if you just imagine if you have the unpleasant thought regarding something, maybe that thing never done any harm to you, that you never associate that, but still maybe from you there are many reasons to come to that point. Maybe that you have some past experience, trauma, and unhealed wound. Maybe you went through certain situations and still that memory keep bothering to you. And maybe the same kind of situations happen and now that situation may be hold in your mind. It's bounced back. So like that, then the mind come to a decision. It is like that. So then what happens? The mind has ability to reasoning all the evidence to prove that what the mind thought is right. This is the power of this egocentric, self-centered mind. So just imagine when you have a doubt that even everybody try to prove that if you have that doubt, you are capable to reasoning. If you have the anger, unpleasant, if you have the sadness, worry, disappointment, your mind has capability to reasoning that and be with it, prove that what you thought is right. So when it comes to this greed, hatred, and the delusion, this is how it govern our life. When we have the greed, somehow, even sometimes on the surface level, we can't recognize. Somehow that greed has ability to navigate through many situations and finally get that whatever it want. Hatred. It has an ability to navigate with any situation, bend with any situations, and go into the final result. Ignorance the same. So then you have to be very careful with your own mind. So because you are the only one can see that. If you don't neglect, if you don't see it, if you neglect that nature, maybe it has a way to take you to many other ways. So then that's why introspection, observing yourself, allow you to get out of this nature. And always little bit withdraw from you and look and recognize yourself and have the ability to deep a little bit, go and see from where this come, will help you to get out of this. That's why when you have the very clear mind, these all things that you can take it out. That means it's naturally, it's slowly going to recover from these things. Another one is the expectations. So expectations kind of like it can put us to sleep. Expectations. And expectations can put you to sleep and make you kind of like so comfortable with any situation, and then maybe think, oh, in the future someday with the Maitri Buddha I can attain to enlightenment. And then you become okay, because one day in the future, and you wish, oh, may I attain to Nibbana, and then you done your wishes, and now you expect your expectations for the setup for the future, and you can wait now. So remember, there are a lot of expectations. There's nothing wrong with this, but there are a lot of expectations can put you into sleep. So then wake up means what? Wake up means wake up in this very life. This is the best moment to wake up for you as a human being. This is the best moment to experience this. Your life to the highest. So that's why, remember, expectations can put you to sleep, and so because of that, be aware about your expectations. So nothing wrong. That doesn't mean you should not have expectations. No, it's okay to have expectations. But be aware about it. So how? Pay very close attention to your expectations. Be very clear with it and put the very close attention and look into it. Then you will see, when you look closely, you can see from where it comes. And another beautiful thing that you can see when you start to look closely, because sometimes when you have the expectation, you don't look close, and because why? It exists there. So when you have very many expectations, this is a very good exercise that if you can do. When you look very closely to your own expectations, you will see that change. That whatever expectation, change. There is something. There is something. Then it's kind of like a then what? You reach to that, then what? You start to see something else. Just imagine that whatever, okay, you reach to it, you have it. Then what? After that, then you will see it's like a shadow. It's somewhere, another thing, something else. You on the surface level, you don't see. Even the very Nibbana, sometimes people have expectations. I want to attain to Nibbana. I want to attain to enlightenment. I want to attain to the Samadhi, tranquility state. Look very closely. And then you will see. After that, there is another expectation. I want to experience it. See, that you want to attain to the liberation or the Nibbana and experience it. So then, if you look very closely, why you want to experience that thing? Then there is another self-centered, egocentric mind come again. So that's mean what? That's mean that your expectations regarding the Nibbana will never take you to the Nibbana. It can take you around the samsara. So that's how most of our expectations. Look into your own life, even in the conventional level of our expectations. That anything never sometimes take us to from A to B directly. It start to take us here and there, here and there, here and there. Why? Because we don't put close attention. And other thing is, we don't see behind there is another expectation. Govern this our expectation. So like that. So then always remember, nothing wrong with this anything. But just go with these things. Just following these things not going to become beneficial to you. So that's why be very clear with the language, the very meaning, and be very clear with the names and the forms, that whatever you hold as whatever you name by something, and be very clear what you mean and the definitions, at least not about everything, but at least regarding your practice. And when you reasoning things, don't go with that the self-centered, egocentric mind to bend the world according to the way you want. Bend the nibbana, bend the sansara, bend the samadhi, or even sometimes people have ability to bend the God according to the way they want. That's the power of mind. Even the God, they bend. And expectations. So then look into this very closely, this all. And when you see very closely, you recognize from where it comes. And at the same time, you start to see this all change. So that's the very nature. If you can see, it's because that whatever progress demand change. There, without change, don't have any expectations regarding even the change, the progress. So then, but the thing is, if you don't see this nature, this is the important part. You don't need to do anything. If you see how it change inside, that is the only thing you have to see. But if you don't see it, what will happen? You misunderstand, because you start to recognize it as something else. Then all your bodily, verbally, mentally actions follow some misunderstanding and misguiding. And then the result going to become kind of like a problem, difficult. So that's why use this method little by little, little by little. So practicing. So when it comes to observing the sensation of the inhalation, exhalation will help you to develop this ability to recognize, be aware, and look closely. So that's way you will see the change. Once you see the change, from that point, so whatever it is there, your consciousness become powerful than all this language, names, definitions, reasoning, expectations, and anything. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. And then by the time be aware about the change happen itself. Do nothing extra. In the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens, just recognize it. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward, visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside, to your left side and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chami sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammang pujemi sanghang pujemi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjisami idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.